All right.
Welcome to the DSOG vlog.
Sorry.
Welcome back to the DSOG vlog. This is not an ASMR video. Thank you for whatever that was.
It's not. Sorry.
But this is episode 2 of season 2 of the Dirty South Gaming vlog. We've come a long way since the beginning, boys. Come a long way. I'm proud of all of us.
Which
for getting
it's not like this is quality, right?
Yeah.
Like we
I mean,
just
it's
started.
We're still working on it.
We started it
Yeah.
below terrible.
I mean, we have a
Yeah.
logo in the
Yeah.
middle. That's something, right?
Yeah, like it looks sort of real, but
we,
we're better than worse than terrible.
Yes.
yeah, the production quality has gone through the roof. I think we can say that.
Oh yeah. From we
that's
were like
definitely
the
better.
7th layer of hell, and now we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Tubble? Words.
The end of the tunnel.
But my name is Brooks. My in-game name is Camel Hunt. I am joined here by our logo and also our beautiful and constant co-hosts. Go ahead, boys.
My in-game name is DSOG Curl. My actual name is Carl. And, yeah.
My actual name is Ken, and if I played games, my in-game name would be Beckraj. But I've been spending all of my time and money, I guess, getting this Fortnite tournament together. So, a month from today, we're putting on a Fortnite tournament, 2v2. Where's it at, Carl?
It is at a place called The Place.
Yeah, I don't know why they named it that.
It's here in Jackson, Mississippi. Well, Ridgeland.
Good
Jackson
old
area.
Jackson Mississippi.
And we're trying to get 64 teams. Hopefully, $200 prize pool, lunch provided. But yeah, it's kind of like our first event as Dirty South Gaming. Figured a Fortnite tournament would be great because that's what's hot right now. And so yeah, I mean,
Same. I'm also hot right
okay,
now. Sorry.
cool.
But
Yeah,
no,
so we're all going to be
yeah.
there. We're all going to be there. It's going to be a good time. Come hang out with us.
Yep.
If you don't play Fortnite, it's a super easy game.
Yep.
It's also free as long as you have a computer that works. It's going to be a good time.
Or
We're all going to be there.
a PS4,
All of our friends are going to be there.
or an Xbox,
Or that.
or a Switch,
Do all of this.
or an
Mhm.
iPad, or an iPhone.
But not a Switch and a PS4.
We're working on it. We're working on it. In a
Yeah.
month, in theory, we should be able to get it all done. But
Yeah.
we'll work it out.
Yeah.
It should be a fun time.
Yeah.
But let's start talking about some stuff we talked about on the vlog. But how's everybody doing? Have you played any League recently? What's going on with your life? All that good stuff.
Well, I tried to play League about 4 days ago because I've been on that Fortnite grind recently. But I tried to play some League 4 days ago, and my computer, the power supply decided to shit the bed. So that caused a whole host of problems with my computer. So that just got resolved today, which is why we're able to stream today. And we didn't stream earlier in the week. But yeah, that sucked. I had to replace the power supply unit. I had to replace the 200mm fan in the front of the case. And I also had to learn how to properly wire a water cooler. So, yeah.
Well, I haven't played League in about 2 or 3 weeks on my account. Our good friend is in China, and when he goes to China for the summer, he's an exchange student. When he goes to China for the summer, it's my job to make sure his MMR doesn't drop. Last year, he was in Plat 4 or something. Plat 3 at the beginning of the summer. And this summer, he's in Diamond. And I played a game on his account, and I won. And I mean, I wrecked. Like, just steamrolled the enemy jungler. So that was fun.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Cool.
I have not played any League in several weeks, ever since we heard the Clash was not going to happen.
Yeah.
RIP.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of just like killed all of our motivation to play League.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah, like,
really played any since then.
We had so much, but we were playing so much.
We were playing like
We were playing a lot.
3-4 games a day, like all
it was
together.
really awesome.
Yeah, but ever since that happened, I haven't really had the desire to go back to the game.
Yeah.
Also, I've been in Memphis with my girlfriend and her family, so I haven't played video games at all in like almost a week. So,
We did do
but yeah.
fantasy draft though.
we did do fantasy.
That was fun.
That was fun.
And then we found out, after rushing to try to squeeze it in before Saturday, that it didn't count.
for week
And we
one.
started in week 2.
Isn't that lame, man?
It's so
I actually-
lame.
I actually based some of my picks off of the European teams that had already played. I
Oh,
was like,
really?
oh, this team won. I can get that guy because he got a lot of points. I literally was like, I was thinking about that while I was picking, and then
Yeah, but then
they're
you
still good picks. They're still good picks.
Yeah.
but it's just like
But then you picked my Smithy, and if you didn't pick Smithy, I would have had the whole Team Liquid roster.
which
like-
would have been almost a mistake, Carl.
Yeah, I don't think
putting
that would have been
much
good.
on
No,
one team.
'cause
I want the whole Team Liquid roster for the memes.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just do it for the memes. I have the Team Liquid, I have all the other players, except for Smithy.
Well, I think Smithy traditionally, as great of a jungler he isn't a good fantasy jungler.
No.
And
I mean, but that's why I picked up Broxa as my actual
who's a
jungler.
great fantasy jungler.
Yeah. And then
He's also a good jungler.
yes. Also,
But
all of
he's a
my
good fantasy
subs are benched right now.
You got
I
the
got
C9
all
bench.
3 of the C9 benched right now. I have Sneaky, Jensen, and Smoothie. But they're gonna come back, and Jared's gonna be so sad.
I forgot who was on my fantasy team. I know I got Hootie, and I was real happy about that.
yeah, Hooney's probably the best pick.
Especially
minus, like, the Summer.
for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like fantasy right now is such a crapshoot that you'll be good, unless if you pick somebody like Team Liquid, because the players on Team Liquid are not that high scoring to begin with.
Double lift.
Okay, with one exception. They're not that high scoring to begin with, and Team Liquid's goal is not to perform in the regular season, so they're not going to be winning all the time.
yeah, but still, yeah.
Again.
All right, well, let's jump into the topics. It's already 10:30 here, so we need to get going because your boy drove 6 hours today, so he's tired. Let's see. Let's go ahead and jump into the topics. The first one we're going to talk about is the wild and wacky meta that we've been experiencing for the past week in professional play. I guess 2 weeks now, almost. But so we saw the meta finally in North America after we kind of saw what it was going to be. What we were going to be experiencing from China and Korea earlier in the week. So what are your thoughts on this meta moving forward, and how do we think it could, affect the professional scene?
I think he likes
Specifically, which teams could this help? Which teams could this hurt? So I'm going to throw that one over you guys.
Specifically, I think it helps a team like Echo Fox, where you can literally just put Hoonie on whatever champ you want to funnel gold to, and he's just going to win you the game. And, we saw that this week where they flexed Adrian up top on Mundo, and he played Yasuo ADC.
Yeah.
And,
but did he carry on Talia? He played well.
I mean,
but I feel like
they
Dardoch
won.
carried that game.
They won.
No, they did. But I'm just saying, I feel like Hoonie is the example of why this meta is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because even when he pivots to Altec and takes all the gold and carries. But then he also pivots to the jungle and plays a strong champion. But that just enables Dardoch to carry even harder.
You're on
Like,
Rengar.
it allows for a different kind of strategy. It allows for a more snowbally mechanical centric meta. And so that's kind of cool because Dardoch refuses to play Talia. Like, he has gone on to say, like, screw Talia. Like, I'm not playing this. It's not a jungler. Much like how I feel about...
I was about to say, that sounds familiar.
Much like how I feel about Graves.
Yeah.
And
Warwick.
Well, Warwick is a jungler. I just hate him.
Refuse to play it.
Yeah, I just refuse to play. See, this is why I like Dardoch. Because he gets it.
Yeah. Well, I would say that this meta, for sure, is very refreshing. I think it's the best.
Yeah.
The best way to define it is like it's super refreshing. It is a little bit crazy. It's definitely like you have to like watch the game kind of differently than you had before, which I think is really interesting. And I think everyone, specifically me, I mean, not specifically me, but I feel like everyone has to kind of have to relearn how to watch the game in a way.
Yeah.
Just because it's just really different, and I think the meta is because of that. So we kind of we talked about Echo Fox as a team that this meta could definitely help. Are there other teams that we think could, this meta could really propel them into a position where they wouldn't otherwise be in, say last Blitz meta?
I think
FlyQuest.
Yeah, I agree. FlyQuest with Wild Turtle. I mean, Wild Turtle.
Well, also Flame. I think you've got two really aggressive, talented players in Flame and Turtle that if you use their mechanical prowess, you can kind of move them around the map and work that way. It's just kind of a nice, as you said, refreshing state for the game.
Yeah.
Because you can focus more on mechanics now than you could previously. Because, like, if you had a specialized ADC with mediocre, average, maybe even slightly above average mechanics, I'm not going to name any ADCs. We're going to say, we're gonna call one Altec. And
I'm not gonna name any ADCs without naming an ADC.
And if you have a really mechanically talented player, again, not to name anybody, let's call this one Hootie. And you let Hoonie, again, not a real player.
Oh my god.
Play the role.
Just say what you're trying to say.
Of Altec, where you get the gold funneled to him. You know what I'm saying? Like that enables the mechanical player to win the game for his team, and it enables the average player to support and work with that mechanical player in a way that didn't happen beforehand, because it wasn't about the talent, it was more about where that talent was allocated based off of the meta, rather than where the meta allocates the talent.
Yeah, that's actually a super good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting way to look at it, because one of the things I've actually been thinking about recently is like, is there even really value anymore in saying like this player is a top laner, and this is there still value in saying and like putting players onto specific lanes, or should we just begin to look at the game instead of just saying like this player plays these kind of champions?
Do you want to take this?
I think if the meta stays the way it is now, I think we're gonna see a shift towards that, where we say these are the players who you funnel gold to, you look to carry, that sort of thing, and then you have the more supportive players who help them get the gold essentially. I think.
But I don't think every team can do that. Though.
No.
That's the only thing. I think Echo Fox is kind of special because they can't do.
I agree, but I think that we're gonna see a lot of teams. If the meta stays this way, we're gonna see a lot of teams try to emulate.
And that's what I want to see. I would love to see
yeah.
that. I would love to see a team like TSM with a strong top laner like Haunser, do something different. He already played Aatrox this past weekend.
Yeah.
He looked good on it. Or a team like C9, Licorice. He was really good in the beginning of last split when he played carries. Orlo went crazy on Aatrox this past weekend and beat C9.
Real good. Now,
and we'll get to this. We'll get to this later about looking at roles specifically. But I would love to see teams not be so focused on like this player plays this lane, and rather begin to look at things like this player plays these types of champions for our team. Kind of. I think that would be an interesting new way to look at the game. And I think that might be the way that Riot wants to take it. So I don't know.
I have a few more things to say about that, but I think our second topic.
I think the second topic's can handle that. But let's talk about.
Carl, do you have something?
No, go
Okay.
Let's talk about which teams could this potentially harm.
I think it harms Team Liquid. Yeah.
Team Liquid.
I think it harms Team Liquid because a lot of the players on that team, specifically my boy Double Lift, he's only good at a time on like 3 or 4 champions.
Mm-hmm.
When you have an expansion of what you need to do what you need to be able to play, because that's what this meta calls for. Like, you need to play different kinds of champions and not just.
Not only that is like, I think you have to be able to play so many champions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it's just like the pure volume of things you need to be sufficient
at.
It's
not great.
Increased exponentially.
Yeah, it's not great for someone like Double Lift or who only good on 3-4 champions. Now he can play more champions to a high degree, but not carry on more.
Yeah.
And so I mean, his solo queue, he's been playing that Yasuo ADC and it looks real clean, but I don't know if it's gonna translate onto a professional stage.
He's also played a good bit of Aurelia.
Yeah,
That looks pretty good. Anyway,
but it depends on if it translates to the professional stage, because you can look good in solo queue, but does that transfer over?
Yeah,
we'll see.
I would say similarly with like 100 Thieves. I mean, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves. Like, the two best teams last split were very good.
They played so heavily around AD.
Style of League of Legends, and I think it hurts them as well.
Yep.
Especially with Cody Sun. I think Cody Sun is their... Cody Sun and Ryu are their two big problems right now because they're so specialized. Ryu, we were saying this a week ago, Ryu plays like 3 champs.
Yep. And
they're all traditional control mages.
He looked okay on Aurelia in that game.
You're right.
It wasn't bad.
He's very talented. He could pick up others, but I mean, like, when you think of him, you think of his Ari, like his Orianna.
Yeah.
You think of...
I think this could hurt Optic just because I think they need Arrow to carry really hard.
Yeah.
Well...
And Arrow is kind of another one of those players that, like, when we see Arrow on Ezreal, or we see Arrow on Jhin, or what was the other pick that, like, where he just went crazy when he got the MVP? It was Ashe. Was it Ashe meta in too?
He had a good match. Yeah. He had a good Ashe.
Like, he was so good at those champions and like just crazy. And I think he only played AD carries both games this past weekend.
Yeah.
But, if those get banned out, Arrow's
the dude's name is Arrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
He plays great but I don't know, maybe we can get this in power rankings, but like Optic is fairly dysfunctional. It's like, can PoE carry or not? And sometimes he's got a Cadian and Arrow to help him. Dokla didn't look that bad, I guess.
Dude, Dokla, I don't know if you watched their second game
Oh,
versus.
I did watch it. No, I listened to it
C9.
while I was driving.
I only watched the highlights and I watched the highlights and I
Well,
literally wrote in my
he
notes,
missed a really important Ornal. I was like,
Oh my
how did
God.
you? Nobody was on him. He just like didn't
Missed.
double tap R.
dude.
I was like,
I lost my mind, dude. I could
it's
not
like
watch.
it's like the Xmithy Sejuani
The
ult
Sejuani ult.
with the
Just
Monte
goes-
Cristo reaction,
Yes.
where he's like, I could hit this. I
Yeah.
could do that. That's
Yeah.
I've never played Ornn. I just know how he works, and I'm like, I could have done that.
Yeah.
There was one ult where he just straight missed.
That's what I mean. Oh, where he missed or
missed,
didn't hit it.
There was the second. There was one where he just completely missed, and they were grouped up, and the other team was grouped up as
Yeah.
four. The second time,
He just didn't
he
hit
did
it.
not even hit
He
it.
didn't hit
Like,
it. I was like,
I was losing my mind, dude. I was like, I literally sat there and I was like, I could play this game better than that guy right now.
yes.
I literally was like, I can do that.
I'm like,
Holy shit.
oh
That-
my god,
that-
it was so bad.
It was really bad. Let's stop shitting on
Anyway.
Baker. He's a rookie. We'll give him that. He's a
This
rookie.
is his first year. You're right.
Let's.
Oh
I
my
get.
God.
Does he still count as a rookie this split?
I think he
played
only
3 games.
played 2 games last split.
Played 2 games.
He might have played 3 or 4. But
I
I think of
consider him a
rookie
rookie.
years.
Yeah.
Like, I've stopped thinking of rookies. Like, there's a rookie split, but
Well, I'm
he's
just
still
saying,
a
if
rookie
it-
for a year.
If he, I was just thinking, like, if he pops off and
Mhm.
gets really really good, he could be a rookie of the split. But I don't know if he could, because I think he may have played more than 3 games. That's besides the point.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our second topic, which this is something we talked about last split, which I thought was a really interesting discussion, which was if the meta continues on its current trajectory, which role will be the most impactful?
Oh, yeah.
So what are you guys thinking so far?
Oh.
Whatever role Hooney's playing.
Yeah, the role of Hooney.
Yeah, the role of Hooney.
Yeah, whoever can play Hooney better.
Yeah.
Like this goes on to like what we were saying earlier. I don't know
So-
if you can think
I'll say
about
this in a second.
roles the same way.
Yeah.
Especially because like I don't know. I don't want to see players like Faker when he's not benched on Tarek.
When he's not benched.
When he's not
Jesus
benched.
Christ. I just if nobody saw it, if the people watching did not see it, SKT played all of their subs.
I don't care about them benching Bang and Wolf. But they benched
Blank.
and I don't care
They
about that.
Baker.
They
dude.
they benched Faker. And like maybe he just wanted a break.
They benched Faker.
Yeah, this is absolutely bizarre.
That was too much.
I was
that
watching
a
the
little
dive
excessive.
today.
That was too
I was
much.
listening to the dive today, and they were talking about, and that's basically what their reaction was. They were just like they benched Faker. They
Yeah.
were like, you don't bench Faker. And I remember just thinking to myself, I was just, and then one of them said something like,
It's like, all right,
maybe
we're
they
gonna
just
bench
needed-
LeBron.
no, it was like maybe they felt like the team needed a mental break or something like that. Maybe they just needed like a week off. And I literally sat there and I was like, this is the second week of play.
Yeah, it's like
These guys need a mental
Every-
break.
they didn't go to MSI, and
What?
this is week 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? That can't
Also,
Because like Liquid, you could sub TLA for Team Liquid and be like, they needed a week off. I'd be like, yeah, they played the whole spring split, went through playoffs, went to MSI, barely had time
be. They
to
had like
recover.
maybe 2 or 3 weeks of
Yeah.
a break. Maybe.
That would make sense. They
Or-
need time off.
yeah.
That didn't happen to SKT.
And it's and also it's not like the C9 deal where like, it's player motivation, right?
Which
Like Faker has been consistently
Yeah.
like top 5, top 10, top 5.
top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5. He's been
Rank in challenger. Like he's held the number 1 spot.
Oh,
this-
I thought you meant just like power rankings. and
No,
stuff.
I'm talking like
Oh, I don't
challenger, so like Korea solo queue, he has held a top 5 position like through the break.
know. No, I didn't know that. That's
So like it's not a motivation thing like that.
You think he's good?
I think he's alright.
Nah, dude,
He's
trash. He's fucking
dude got
trash.
benched. Dude got benched for that guy that played on P1. Right.
Yeah, think about that. They benched Faker for period.
The dude played on P1.
When
Back
they
were
got
garbage.
when they got relegated.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so
How about we change up the question for it to be a little bit more appropriate for the meta and just say which role do we think needs to be the most flexible, or be able to play the most.
I actually want to talk about the most important role for a moment.
Okay.
I think maybe it was an interview with Hooney afterwards, like after the day was over.
Yeah.
They were talking with Hooney, or maybe it was just they were talking about Hooney in another interview. I don't know, but they said something like, "Do you think we're moving in a way where players will be on a team not because of how good they are at the role they play, but how good they are at a role of a champion? So like, if you're really good at assassins, you'll be drafted onto a team to play assassins. And if you're good
Okay,
at bruisers, you'll play bruisers. Tanks,
yeah.
marksman. And so I was like, wow, that would be really cool. I feel like that would be really
very
great. Because it's more like traditional sports. Like,
Mhm.
you're not drafted as a running back because you're good at getting the ball and rushing it forward, right? You're drafted as a running back because you're good at getting the ball and maybe you're really quick and nimble and you're good at getting around the defenders. Or maybe you're drafted as a running back because you're really strong and you can just plow through the defensive line to get 2 or 3 yards.
And teams have both kinds.
And yes, and they do.
Yeah.
And so maybe we're moving that way with League of Legends. And I had a really nice conversation last night, maybe the night before, with a dude up in New York talking about, one, what we could do with his podcast and ours, and two, just talking about the meta. And he was like, I feel like it's bad. And he gave some points, and they were all great points. And I was like, I feel like it's good because maybe this is how we get to that unending League of Legends. Because if it had stayed the way that it was, you'd always have the best meta of the 5 roles rather than a continuous competition of strategy, right? So why is chess still relevant now? Because you can always come up with new strategy. Well, the meta as it is now, it's all about strategy implemented.
Yep.
And so
what strategy beats
another
which-
strategy,
yeah.
rather than who plays the best hyper carry better than the second best hyper carry, which is on the other side of the meta of the map. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this is actually really good. I think it's really healthy for League.
Yeah, I think that's
so.
I think that's a,
so
that's a
roles
super
aren't as
cool
important.
way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really cool way to look at it, and definitely a way that the game could evolve moving forward. Because I think we need some type of evolution.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do we think that it's going to stay this way, or do we think Riot is going to force the game back into the old meta of crit ADCs? And
I would say actually, sorry, this may be backtracking slightly, but I would say that if we were going to move in the direction of like what Ken was talking about, where you have players that play specific types of champions, I think Riot would need to be open to the idea of like, allowing a team to pick the players that play
after
the champion picks are made.
Which would be great. I would prefer that way.
I
would
think
prefer
that's
that
just
now.
I think that's preferable even now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Have a 10-man roster. I don't know 5 picks.
I think that's really interesting. I don't know. I don't want Riot to balance in the direction of crit AD carries being good again.
I want them to be viable, but not necessarily.
You want the strategy to be there.
Yeah, I want the strategy to be viable, but I do not want it to be what
game.
happens every game. Yeah. So.
And I think that even if they were to buff all of them a little bit, I still don't think it would be the dominant strategy.
I think they need to keep the early game around where it is, and maybe buff them mid-game. Much later into not even mid game, but
they're still really strong late game.
Yeah, but make it so that if you can stall out, with your crit 80 carry, then So if you get over 35 minutes, your crit 80 carry will be better. But if if pre 35,
if you lose at 28 minutes, it's because you didn't stall.
Which is because I think that's when crit ADCs should be the best.
So, anyway, to directly answer your question, Brooks, I think the role that must be the most flexible is the mid lane.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, well, that was easy.
I think that's pretty standard. All right, let's.
No, hold on.
Role...
But how do you get the mid? Sorry, do you get the mid lane to be the most flexible by changing the players who play the mid lane role, or do you just have one player be able to play all of these different champions? Does that make sense?
I say we answer that next week. Watch another week of games.
Okay.
And come back to that question.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we'll see more how they do it. You know.
Yeah, because if you think about it, in the rest of the world, they're doing a lot of support mid laners, not just Lulu. We've seen
Taric.
Lulu, but we haven't seen the Taric, and we haven't seen the pure support mid laners here. So if we see that this coming weekend, that's a good question. What if we saw a situation where Midi was in the mid lane and they just had some crazy ass kill lane in the bottom lane?
I wonder if somebody said that last week about wow, maybe mid lane's gonna be where the support goes now.
Yeah.
What if you have you ever was it you and me who played Pantheon Leona?
That was so much fun. It was.
Oh, was it? No, it was J4 Leona.
Yeah,
it was J4 Leona.
We hit level 2 and just murdered.
Oh yeah, you probably wrecked them.
Oh man, level 2 hit, and they were like, "We can't move."
And this is a year ago.
And we ran double ignite.
Yeah.
And we ran double ignite.
This was
Leona,
a year ago.
It was 4 or 5 months ago.
Was it? Okay.
You were here.
Leona level 2 just beats everybody. Not even the only other support that's even close is Alistar.
Support is so easy.
Leona's just so reliable at level.
Easy, dude.
All right, well let's. I was gonna ask the second half of this question, which was gonna be which role will be the least important, but I don't even know if that's valuable.
I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think we're even talking about roles. We're on a different plane of thought now. With philosophical looks at League of Legends, we're in a different plane. We've transcended to the next level. All right, let's talk about a little bit of a controversy this past weekend with the Echo Fox versus Clutch game. So if you didn't tune into this one, essentially what happened was there was a bug that happened with Taliyah, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yes.
That made the server crash completely. None of the players paused the game. It wasn't like someone saw a bug and paused the game. It was that the game just quit. So Riot tried to go back and chrono break it. And apparently they did. They did go back and chrono break it. But upon restarting the game, the bug happened again, and it just crashed again. Yeah. So Riot was put in this position where they either had to have them just remake the game entirely, but what they ended up doing was they made the executive decision that Echo Fox was far enough ahead
Yeah.
They were up, I think, 10K gold lead. They had an inhibitor. Clutch didn't have any towers down on the map, maybe like one.
Yeah.
Kills were even, but Echo Fox, at least in Riot's eye, was clearly going to win the game, and they handed them the W.
I don't know if they were clearly going to win.
I mean, even on the analyst test, that like Jat was saying that there's a 90% chance that Echo Fox wins.
Yeah, I think it was just that they were like, it's so favorable,
Yeah.
and the repercussions of restarting were so great, they decided to cut their losses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that they should have remade the game, or do you think Echo deserved the win?
I mean, either way, you're gonna have either decision you make. It's going to be unfavorable to one team.
Right.
And I think in this case, they made the appropriate decision just because, one, Echo Fox was so far ahead that 9 times out of 10 they are going to win this game.
Right.
And yes, it sucks. Like, it sucks for Clutch that they didn't have the chance to come back because, they could have come back, but
They
in
were
this
doing
meta,
really good.
yeah, but in this meta where it's so snowbally, it's highly unlikely that they're gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, like if you cause them to remake the game, then the surprise factor of Huni in the jungle and Dardoch switching to top, that goes away.
Yeah.
You give away the fact that, or you take away the strategy of Talia in the jungle for Echo Fox, or even the Rengar top. I think the Rengar top is the more surprising thing in the Echo Fox draft.
Yeah. I think that was Dardoch
Dardoch
getting autofilled.
playing
Didn't know what to play.
Rengar top was the surprise.
Yeah.
I feel like Rengar top, Huni playing Rengar top, no surprise.
Well, I don't know if that's exactly a meta pick right now, or if that
They were saying it's got a really strong presence in solo queue and high elo solo queue.
I mean, I haven't really been.
This was on the analyst desk.
Yeah. So I don't know that. So yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like, given that it's a strong presence in high elo solo queue with a high win rate, that sounds like something Huni would play.
Yeah.
That's not surprising. But putting Dardoch on Rengar in the top lane, especially when you know how fearsome his Rengar, like he's, in terms of the LCS, probably
Top 2 Rengar?
top 2 Rengar? Yeah, I would say.
Reign over.
I wouldn't say Reignover, because Reignover was going to Rengar before they changed him. And even though they reverted the queue,
true.
it's still not the same.
And Reignover also played him in a
Tank. He also played Tank Rengar.
Tank Rengar.
Which is weird. And so, no, I'm thinking.
Which actually was Dardoch's build. He got a Black Cleaver.
Yeah, but he went
started
Bruiser.
building. Yeah, then he started building tanky items. So he only got Black Cleaver.
Oh, really? I thought he did he not get Dustblade?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he only got Black Cleaver.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Reignover would be good at him, but Dardoch's Rengar definitely in his top 3 champs. Is clean. Not as clean as his Lee Sin. My boy.
My kind of issue with what happened was
Support Lee Sin.
I do think that I do think that even though Echo Fox maybe was up the 10K, Huni got Black Cleaver,
Dardoch.
Adaptive Helm,
Dardoch.
Banner of Command, and Mercury Treads. So he literally built 1 damage out.
He
He
carried
looked
the
like he
game.
was still one-shotting people. So
He carried the game.
Yeah.
It's all about the combos.
I think that even though Echo Fox was up, 10K with the inhibitor, I mean, the kills were still even, so fights were still going even despite the gold deficit. And also because Clutch has always been a team that was really good in the late game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's kind of a shit situation either way.
I feel like
But
it was the right call. Also,
yeah, I feel
apparently in the rule book, if the game crashes and a team is vastly ahead, I don't know if that's defined, then they can call the game. Apparently it's a long-standing rule that they never thought
apparently
they were
there's
going to have to use.
Yeah.
there's like a set of criteria. I heard it's like if it's like this far apart in gold, but apparently this game did not meet
That criteria.
any of these criteria.
Oh.
Yep.
So I don't know, but let's
I think it's
talk
shitty.
about this maybe
But-
on a different level though, and just talk about generally about bugs in the game.
Mhm.
Also, just to get this out there, I don't think this will ever happen again.
Oh,
I don't think this particular situation will ever happen again.
Yeah.
But let's talk about bugs in the game and how prevalent they are on a professional level. It seems like
and
every
in a
single
not professional level.
yeah. I mean, I don't notice these things, but I'm also not a pro that plays, 16 hours a day.
It's not like it used to be,
Um,
but there were a lot of bugs with J-Force ult. Like when it could come down, when it couldn't come down, when it would come up, when it wouldn't come up, and it was supposed to be both were supposed to be instant. And there were a lot of situations where it wouldn't happen. And I played a
But-
lot of J4, and this happened to me a lot. I reported a couple bugs.
It seems like every day in professional play, we cannot go through an entire day without there being a pause or some type of issue where a player is just like, I think I saw something weird on my screen, basically. We've had situations where champions that were super meta, very, very good, have been banned from professional play because
Talia.
they're causing some kind of issue.
Talia.
Talia. Gragas was banned, I think,
During
at
season 6
Worlds
World,
one year.
when
and
he was
the
like
best
the
jungler.
best pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had all of those times when Bjergsen got Aurelion Soul banned
Yeah.
because like all that weird shit was happening. So like, I guess we can't postulate on why there are so many bugs, but maybe just like let's just talk a little bit about if Riot should be more aggressive in trying to figure out all of these problems. Because at least in the other esports that I watch, they're not pausing games and being like, we got some weird bug. They're pausing games and being like, sorry, dude, we're lagging. It's not like that in other games.
Well,
it
I
seems
think-
very prevalent in League, though.
But I think, like, a lot of those other games, you don't have as many factors in the game. Like, you don't have as many, playable champions. Maybe with Dota you do, right?
I was
But,
going to say, you played Dota?
Yeah.
yeah, but Dota you do. But, like, in a first-person shooter game, you don't change as many factors. You don't add as much to the game.
I don't know. I feel like Overwatch is probably...
No, Overwatch, it's like you add... Overwatch, there's nowhere near the amount of heroes that...
I mean, it's three-dimensional, first of all.
Yeah, but that's just more stress on the...
You have a lot of projectiles going everywhere. And you
Yeah,
got
but I'm talking
4
about...
abilities on each
Yeah,
hero.
but the coding is not as
But the-
stressful because there are fewer
There are fewer...
start
yeah.
points for variables.
Okay.
Yeah, like, yes, it is 3 dimensions, but then you just have an X, Y, and Z axis. But the amount of heroes you have with the amount of abilities isn't the same. Right?
Yeah.
And so I think that it just has to do with how big of a game League is.
Mhm.
And yeah, you can say Dota doesn't... I don't know if Dota has as many bugs as League, but League is also probably played professionally more. So you're more likely to get a bug. Like,
It depends on what you mean by more, but...
Yeah.
but like you play it, like, there are professional games happening more often.
Not necessarily.
It's
But
just
keep
too,
going.
you can't compare the two. Don't try.
Yeah, Yeah.
They're two
Okay.
separate.
Riot is much more involved in their game than Valve is.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
But-
mean, I think that League's code is. I mean, we've always had the meme of spaghetti code, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not, the foundation of League isn't that great, but also like, I don't know, the amount of game-changing bugs doesn't happen very often.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
happens like, I don't know, maybe.
Also-
What?
How many are real? You know?
I mean, you can.
You mean like a player just pauses the game,
And
thinks
they're
they
like, I think I
something,
saw something.
and then it's just like
and then-
nothing.
Yeah. And they can't prove that it was there or not, so they rewind it 30 seconds or something, and it just
It's
resets
like, oh,
the game.
it's not really
You know,
there.
And because
And
the Echo Fox game, clearly, big bug
yes,
happened.
Hmm.
But also, like, I don't know. I feel like that might have just been a server specific thing. Like, it might not happen over the internet because it's a different server.
Right.
So it might have just been a
You know
server
why?
specific thing.
Because of the internet.
Maybe. But also, like,
I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think they should answer it. I
I don't think it's a big deal either.
think they
but I just
answered
think-
enough.
I don't want. Yeah, I just don't want there to be a situation where we have like the professional integrity of the
Yeah.
game being questioned because there's a bug every
Yeah.
3 games, and where it's.
but I
just
mean,
like,
also a lot of pauses are because like, there's issues with players' mouse, like their hardware, right? Like, there's a player with an
Mhm.
issues mouse, which isn't necessarily anything to
Yeah.
do with the game, or a player spills a drink on the
Yeah.
desk, and so then they have to clean it, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's not necessarily like pauses aren't necessarily because of something that has to do with the game itself, but it could be a hardware thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal.
All right. Well, let's move on to our power rankings for week 2.
TSM number 1.
No.
I agree, actually. I agree. I think TSM is the best team.
Fox.
The only other team is Echo. I think TSM and Echo Fox are 1 and 2 for sure.
But I think Fox. Huni and Dardock are that good.
Do we want to pull in, show the viewers our document?
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah, you can do that on the other screen, right?
Let's do it.
Good call, Carl. We can start utilizing.
Week
the other
1.
screen. Look at this boy. This boy.
We've got 2 screens.
Hold on. I'll show it. I'm going to show it up in a
Are we
second.
Kevin Gates?
I just need to set this up real quick.
Do we got 2 phones?
Nate Shot. Actually, Afromu currently has
From
5,700 more viewers on Twitch than his team owner, Nate Shot.
from Afromer.
Afromu.
Is that what they see?
Yep.
Is it
They see
Ah.
everything that's on
nice?
the screen. There we go. All right, Brooks. Who do you have as your number 1?
Apparently, we got 2 viewers right now. Close.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
hey viewers!
One of them.
Hey, if
one
you
of
want to
them
come
is
to
me.
a Fortnite tournament,
I
in
think I'm the
Jackson
other one.
in a month.
Yeah, we got it's literally Carl and I.
Oh,
All right. First, I'm gonna go with TSM first.
TSM.
bye.
Echo Fox
Nobody's paying attention.
second. In third, Clutch.
My boys.
Fourth,
I think I'm a Clutch fan now.
CLG.
Optic has failed me.
You should have gotten the Apollo jersey when it was on sale.
I know.
I sent you that link.
I know, but I'm spending money on other stuff.
Okay.
Fifth, I will say TL.
Really, CLG 4.
Okay, hold on. These are where we think that where they are ranked right now, and not necessarily where they're gonna finish, right?
Yeah.
No, it's based off of their performance
Last week.
this past week, where they would finish if they keep going the way they are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where was I? Was I?
6.
I said Team Liquid 5th, right?
Yep.
100 Thieves.
100.
Wait, no. Put Golden Guardians at 6.
Ooh.
Damn GGs.
You want
100
100?
Thieves. 100 Thieves at 7. 100 Thieves are gonna get better. I don't have a lot of faith in them. C9 8th. Optic 9.
Oops. Yeah.
Dirty South Gaming
No.
at 10th. And,
I feel like we
Dirty
could
South
be
Gaming
Black
at 10th. P1 is at 11th, and FlyQuest is 12th.
Oh my god. Inori solo carries against FlyQuest.
FlyQuest is garbage, guys.
They're pretty good.
That team is terrible.
Immortals died
Jesus
for this.
Christ.
Every time I watch FlyQuest play, I think Immortals died for this. Alright, Carl, what you got?
Awful.
Alright.
Number
Carl,
one.
You go next.
Number 1, we're gonna go. My boys, TSM. Number 2, we're gonna go Echo Fox. Number 3, I'm gonna put TL.
That's a lot of faith.
That is a lot of faith. But I'm gonna put TL. And then I'm gonna put. Oh, I really wish I could put 100 Thieves here. I really
know, dude.
wish I could put
You want to
100
rate them
Thieves here.
high, but also I don't want to rate them too high because I don't know if they're any good. They have a pretty easy schedule coming up this week.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Hopefully
put.
they can come back.
I'm gonna put.
Hold on.
I'm gonna put CLG.
Clog.
Clog. CLG and then 100 Thieves. Then Golden Guardians. And then. Oh, fuck. No, I'm gonna put Clutch. Oops. And then Golden
Clutch
Guardians.
looked good against.
Yeah,
No,
Fox.
I have to put Clutch
yeah.
here.
I think Clutch.
Shit.
Dude,
Like-
I actually think
I think
Clutch
they
could-
could have won. I'm not saying they would
Clutch could
have. I
win
just.
a split, dude. I'm
What?
serious.
You
man.
think Clutch is gonna win this split?
they could? I'm not
Oh
saying they
yeah,
will.
no, I think
They
they could.
could.
I mean, they look great.
Oh.
Definitely not saying they will.
Who am I missing?
Yeah,
Oh,
go.
I'm gonna put Golden Guardians at 7. Put Scene.
Golden Guardians. I was actually kind of impressed, man.
I mean, other than that one mid laner,
If you give Lorlo and Matt everything they need to carry the rest of them across the finish line, they'll win you games. Actually,
think
contracts.
C9
Contracts
stays.
is still
pretty
good.
good.
C9 stays at 8th as long as they have Golden Glue, Keith,
I mean,
Zazel.
I just want you to know that's your opinion.
If they keep them in, I think that they stay 8th. They put in Sneaky Jensen Smoothie. If they put in, I think Smoothie's better than Zazel, and I think, Jensen's better than Golden Glue.
Okay.
But I think Keith and Sneaky.
They were making it sound like Zazel was like communicating really, really well
Yeah.
in the academy team, and they were making it seem like, well, if we're gonna take out Sneaky, may as well take out Smoothie too.
Yeah.
Like at least that's kind of what I heard is like what kind of happened with C9 was like Jensen and Sneaky were not playing along.
Which
with the
makes
team. Like,
sense.
they were
They're
Yeah,
probably
Jensen and
burned
Sneaky
out.
were not practicing hard. They were just memeing, and they just kind of took out Smoothie too with it.
That sucks.
Which sucks for Smoothie.
I love Smoothie.
Yeah, me too.
Just to point it out though, is that Golden Glue solo killed. So
I mean,
On Zoe though.
good on you, Golden.
I haven't done
Swollen Glue.
my rankings yet.
Golden
All right.
Swole.
And we know my rankings are always way different than y'all's.
All right, do your rankings.
All right. Fox is number 1.
Okay.
TSM's number 2.
Okay.
Clutch is number 3. I feel like these make
Yeah.
sense. And then TL's number 4.
TL fourth, forever the dream.
Forever the dream. CLG.
Oh, go again.
C9. Golden Guardians. 100 Thieves. Optic Fly.
Oops. Optic fly. So,
I just
if we average these out, TSM would be first. Fox would be second. Oops.
oh yeah, based off those, yeah.
Yeah.
I synthesized top 10.
Who would be third? Third would
Clutch.
be Clutch.
And I'd say TL would be 4th because you have him at 3rd.
Yeah.
I have him at 4th,
TL.
5th. And CLG.
This is where it gets spicy.
Oh.
100 Thieves, I think, would be 7th?
No, because Golden Guardians has 2 votes for 7th and 1 for 6th. So
This
it's
is-
above 7 as opposed to
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, Golden Guardians would be
6th.
6, and then 100
Then
Thieves,
100 Thieves.
and then C9.
C9. Optic Fly.
Oops, Optic and Fly.
So pretty much what Brooks said, except TL and CLG were flipped.
Yeah.
Which are
Yeah.
a fair, easy
It's
like
fair.
flip.
Yeah.
I feel like they both looked pretty good, but rocky. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
So, our average has 100 Thieves missing.
From
Yeah.
playoffs. They're gonna
Playoffs.
make playoffs. They just had a slow start. Trust me.
that's what they said about CLG last season.
All right. Well, if that happens, then CLG is my. See, this is why they're both my team, because I can just switch.
Okay.
Everyone's winning. Throw more support. All right. Well, let's get into our predictions. So,
Oh yeah.
first game. Of
We
the
haven't done
weekend-
predictions in so long.
I know. We forgot to do them last week.
We didn't forget. I think Carl
Yeah,
had to
I
leave.
had to leave.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Um,
So, do we want to have
hey,
predictions up on here? Too?
No, just bring up the matches.
Yeah. All right. So our first match of the week is going to be Counter Logic Gaming versus Team Liquid. This could be a really good one. Actually, Saturday should be a good day all day long. What do we got? CLG or TL?
Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna go TL. I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I just Immortals.
just
I
Immortals.
think CLG wins this because
That
I'm a
makes sense.
diehard
I mean-
boy.
They look really good.
I'm gonna go TL because I'm a diehard fanboy of Double Lift, so I'm gonna go TL.
So 2-1 TL.
All right. Second game of the week, we got TSM or Clutch.
Clutch.
TSM.
I think this could be the best game of the weekend. And I think Clutch wins.
Name a time TSM beat Clutch.
It never did.
They never did it. Never happened. Well,
It never did.
it was game 1 of their 4-game series.
Okay.
They won one
We're
game.
just gonna.
So the series is 5-1.
We're not gonna talk about it. Optic versus Echo Fox.
Yeah, I'll take Grizzly.
Fox.
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 Fox for sure.
Fox
Oh my
wins.
god.
Fox wins because Doak was garbage. Next game,
And
we got
big.
100 Thieves versus Fly. 100 Thieves
100.
is gonna win this one. If they don't,
Fly.
I may
I
give
think-
up all hope.
I think Fly wins this game. Just for like,
The memes.
I think 100 Thieves doesn't know what to do with themselves, and FlyQuest also doesn't know what to do with themselves. But
They have Flaming Wild Turtle.
yeah, they're
All
just
right.
gonna be like, we're gonna go crazy and see what happened. And
I will
you know
I
what I
will
mean?
just point out that 100 Thieves still has the best Western coach in the game.
Best Western, like a crappy hotel.
Hey.
Probably is the
Probably
best
is.
coach
Probably
in the West, and has been for a long time.
Yeah,
They
they
still
did.
got him,
He's pretty good.
so they're gonna be good. Golden Guardians versus C9.
This could go either way.
Yeah.
I think Golden Guardians wins.
I think
I'm
so, too.
serious.
I think
they win.
C9's gonna
I
take
believe
this. I think
in
C9's
the
gonna
Golden
take
Guardians.
this.
Actually,
you want to put a bet
what?
on this one?
What?
You want to put a bet on this game?
Nope.
Okay.
I actually say if Golden Guardians beats C9 and starts like actually winning games, I will be their fan. I will be a fan of Golden.
I mean,
I like
Their
all their players.
Contracts, Matt and Lolo are some great guys. They're really easy
Yeah.
to like.
All right, we're moving on to Sunday. The first game.
Who's gonna win the
is
NALCS countdown? It's a joke because it's there. Okay.
Mark Z. Mark Z wins
Mark
that.
Z.
All
Mark Z
right,
always
uh,
wins.
Mark-
I'll bet you on this one. Fly versus Optic.
For this is a game of bottom feeders. Honestly, the winner is the team. The winner is the guy that doesn't turn on the stream until 100 Thieves versus C9. But
That's
who wins
true.
this one?
I'm gonna go with FlyQuest.
Yeah, I'll go with Optic.
I think Optic wins.
I think Optic wins it.
I think FlyQuest wins. I think.
Next up, we got
I think.
100 Thieves versus C9.
I'm gonna go for 100.
I think so too. I think 100.
Yeah, 100.
100.
I don't have a lot of faith in C9 to do more.
But I don't know. Actually, I take that back. I think C9 wins. I actually do have a lot of faith in C9 right
You know,
now.
I can see C9 making a comeback.
I-
This week.
I actually think their roster's really good.
I think they have potential to go. I think they have potential to go 2-0 this week.
Yeah.
Keith McBride, come on now. Keith McBride.
But Golden Glue
You gonna side with
looks
Keith
so
McBride?
good.
You
All
gonna
right.
side with Keith McBride
All right, all
and
right.
Neckbeard
You're gonna have
Jazel
to
Boy.
stop. You're gonna have to stop.
Neckbeard Jazel Boy.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right. Like,
Alright.
let's TL versus TSM.
I don't know who
This
to
is gonna be a
pick
good
this
one.
game.
TL.
I think TSM wins.
I think
TSM
Immortals
wins.
wins.
Easy.
I'm gonna
Immortals
go
and double
TSM.
edge.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry, Peter.
These are the two remaining components of Immortals. You got the coaching staff on TSM, and you got the players on
Minus
TL.
47.
I mean,
And
Immortals
Impact.
wins this match.
Yeah, TSM.
I'm pretty sure TSM wins this. Next
I'm
one
gonna
we
go
got
TL.
Clutch versus CLG.
Good game.
This is also gonna
This
be
is gonna be a
good.
great
Clutch
game.
versus CLG.
CLG.
I'm gonna have to go with my boy CLG.
I'm going Clutch.
CLG.
CLG.
Clutch.
And the last game of the weekend, Fox versus Golden Guard.
Fox.
This could be an interesting game. You know, just kind of
Could be interesting.
exciting. Or it could be just totally
Yeah.
one-sided Fox.
Yeah.
I think Fox
I think
wins either
Fox-
way, but it could be fun.
Yeah, I think Fox wins either way, but I think Golden Guard has a chance here to actually show us how good they are. Golden Guardians has a weekend where if they go 2-0, I'll be like, all right,
I think even if they go 1-1, if they beat C9 and compete with Fox, I think that's good for them. I think they look really strong then.
I'll agree with that.
That's
All
it.
right. That was it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As usual, this will be posted on various social media platforms. We got a Facebook page
Got a Facebook page. Go like
today.
it. Go like it. Go like
Go
the
like
Facebook.
it. Go like
Go
it.
like
Go
the
love it.
Facebook.
Send it to your
It's,
friends.
Like everything.
The Facebook page is facebook.com/dirtysouthgg. For those
Coming at you live.
who are interested.
Coming in.
Coming at you live.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah. Hi.
Join the golden age. Here we are. The revolution
Oh my god.
has begun.
All right. Bye.
And thank you for tuning in. We love you. You love us.
Wow.
Thank you and good night.